Josh asked the question, is Notre Dame hosting a playoff game? Let's talk about Notre Dame, because the Notre Dame Army game was really similar to the Notre Dame Navy game, where Service Academy comes in undefeated, Notre Dame just annihilates them. And this was, we didn't get a lot right this week. We did predict this one correctly. Notre Dame was going to lean on them. They were going to out-talent them. If there were mistakes, it was going to doom Army quickly. That's exactly what happened.
So there was a play, and it was a non-important play in this game. And I was watching all of them at the same time. So, keep up here. But Bryson Daly pulled the ball, and, his pitch man was wide open, or like he had a ton of field, right?
Right.
And Bryson Daly made the right read. He pulled the ball, he ran to the edge, and he pitched the ball to a running back who looked like he had open field. And if they were playing an AAC team, that might have been a 25 or 30-yard gain. This was in the second quarter. But then Notre Dame's linebacker, who was out of position and 5 yards, away from where he needed to be, ran the running back down and tackled him for a 2-yard gain. And that right there is all you need to know about that football game. Because even if Army does the right thing, physically they make the right read, they execute perfectly, you cannot overcome the simple fact that Notre Dame is bigger, stronger, and faster. And then that's why they run the option to begin with, to try to fool teams like this into wins. And Notre Dame is a legitimate playoff team that wasn't going to be fooled, has had some reps in a semi-similar, offense. That to me is it. That's all you really need to know. Like, there are certain plays that stick out to me. It's like a beautiful mind thing. I don't know. But like the play that stuck out to me in the Ohio State Indiana game was the Caleb Downs punt return. It's like that guy wasn't even sprinting.
For me, it was every time Curtis Rourke dropped back to pass and 3 Buckeyes hit him.
Yeah. But there are certain plays that I think signify the entire game. And that was just a non-important play that probably most people watching were like, yeah, whatever, it was a 2-yard
No, but
game,
that definitely sums it up. You're exactly right. That is a play that would be very successful against American conference competition, and it didn't work against Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, okay, so to answer Josh's question about will Notre Dame host a playoff game? So I think you're going to have to be ranked 6 or higher in the committee rankings, because you're going to have 2 lower ranked teams that jump up above and grab the auto bids and grab those top 4 seeds. So I think you're going to have to finish number 6. Do we think they will, based on what we've seen? Because I don't think Penn State's going to drop that much. Indiana will drop. They're not going above Ohio State. So where do we think they're going to land in the rankings?
So Notre Dame was already 6 last week, and Indiana's going to fall. I think that you could.
So they're going to move up 1.
They're going to move up at least 1, and then of course you have, the Ohio State-Oregon game coming up potentially that could knock Ohio State to 6 and Notre Dame up into 5 if Ohio State were to lose. But it's funny because the NIU loss was a season-defining loss, but when you kind of look at everything that's gone on in the sport since that happened, it's almost like, okay, it's old news now. Notre Dame has won, what is that, 9 in a row now or 8 in a row? I think it's 8 in a row. 9. Yeah. So
this was game 11. So I think you're right. I think they're going to go to 5. I don't think they'll go above Penn State, because Penn State lost to Ohio State and Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. So I do think they'll be 5, which should make them safe as long as they beat USC. Like, they should be feeling comfortable, because that gives them 1 spot wiggle room if something weird happens and they have to drop.
And the thing with Notre Dame is, if you're not going to play in a conference, you sign up for that understanding and knowing that your margin for error is less than everybody else's, especially considering the fact that you'll never play in a conference championship game. So, like, for me, they are the beneficiary of some chaos this year. And just simply making it after losing that game is enough. Like, I don't care where I don't think they get any benefit of
hosting a home game too. Because
even if they don't, it's like that's on you. Like
but that's the best they can do, because they can't get a bye. The best they can do is host a home game. So yeah, I mean, it would be better to be to be the 5 seed, but they're probably not.
Well, the question is can they play their way into the 5 seed? Because that's all that really matters here.
I don't think so, because I think Ohio State is bound for that if they lose, or Oregon's bound for that if they lose.